Well, welcome. I hope we can have some fun and an interesting time today because things have not gone that well recently. You may have seen my video about attempting to install macOS 8.0 on the PowerBook 1400 CS, which failed. Now, after that, I went to cook dinner, and while I was mixing up the meatball mixture, I put a Draga 1 video on my iMac G5, which played the beginning of it flawlessly. It's been working very, very well. Suddenly, it went off. It was as though there was a power failure. Well, there wasn't. The lights were still on, etc. I looked around and made sure everything was plugged in the way it should be. Pressed the power button again. It chimed, but nothing. Now, I know perfectly well what's gone wrong. I haven't opened it up yet, but I know I'm going to find that the capacitors have gone. It's a known problem with those. The one that I had back in the day had that exact problem. Apple fixed it under warranty. So we'll see where that goes. There isn't going to be an upgrade video on the G5 iMac anytime soon. So, just to get things going back on a more positive note, I took a delivery today. Ugh! And it's heavy. Now, I've unboxed it already, but in the box, I found it in really a large but very nice bag. Now, obviously, it's going to be a laptop in there. Let's see what we find. Huh. Papers, got to be documentation. Oh, okay. Technical information, specifications for Macintosh PowerBook G3 series computers. It'll be interesting to see that. The Macintosh PowerBook User's Manual. It says up here R212 Saybrook. I'm going to assume this may have been a school computer or a teacher's computer or something, but yeah, room 212. It came from a guy in Ohio. I haven't looked to see if there's a Saybrook in Ohio or not. I have no idea. Oh, this is kind of cool. R212 Saybrook for macOS 8.1. The Emergency Handbook includes troubleshooting, hard disk repair, and software installation information. That's kind of cool. I've never seen anything quite like that one. All right, so that's the back pocket. Nothing else in there. There's stuff here in the front. Oh yeah, the yo-yo power adapter, which I've always been most familiar with on the G3 iBooks, the clamshells. But yeah, this was about the same time, so I guess that makes sense. Audio cable. Pump it out to speakers. Ha ha! A phone cord. Ah, the days of dial-up. All right. And, oh, that's kind of nice, actually. Shoulder strap. Because, as I point out, this thing is heavy. All right, so that's what's in there. Unzip this here. We have pockets in. Oh, this is nice. That's a CD drive. This machine, typical of the, man, it's got a lot of power. Typical of the Apple laptops of the day, had removable bays. We've got a floppy drive here, and you could, by pulling a lever, remove the floppy drive and swap it with the CD drive. That's actually a pretty cool thing to be able to do. Got a battery there, which I'm sure is dead. Well, there's the phone jack. Nice little door that flips up. 2 PCR card slots for expansion, which is good. And on the back, all right, the 2 audio cables, in and out, power. I think that's IR. All right. Got the Apple ADB port there if you want to connect an external keyboard and mouse. Okay. Yes, that's networking, I think. And this is good news. There is an Ethernet port built in. Very nice. Serial port. Oh, S-video out to connect to a television or maybe a projector, which would make a lot of sense if this was an educational machine. And VGA, for external monitor. Okay, that's cool. All right. Now, it actually looks to be in very, very good shape. There is obviously the rubberized exterior has worn off here, so you're seeing some bare metal there. But other than that, very good shape. Now, this is interesting. Apple, of course, with every device, gives you stickers. I don't know that I ever saw anybody actually put those on the computer, but that's got to be what they are, and I think I'll probably leave them there. All right. And there's a latch to pull up. Keyboard. The keyboards in these, I've always thought were very, very, very nice. This is a fairly early PowerBook G3. It's not one of the Kangas because you got the rounded things here. So this is going to be a Wallstreet. Has to be because of the color of the keyboard. All right. Yep, battery's dead, of course. Well, I'm being texted. We got to power this thing up and see what's up with it. Stay tuned. This should be a lot more fun than what's been going on recently. All right, here we are with this computer set up and ready for some testing. I've been looking through some things. I believe this to be the revised version of the Wallstreet. I mean, it's obviously a Wallstreet from the color of the keyboard, but I think it's got to be the revised Wallstreet, largely because of this thing from macOS 8.1. I think pretty clearly this emergency handbook came with the system when it was new. The initial version of the Wallstreet shipped with 8.0. This late 1998 version shipped with 8.1. It seemed like a huge distinction. And really, between the two versions of the Wallstreet, they weren't that different. They weren't that different at all. More than anything, they simplified the product line with what they called the, the PDQ version of the Wallstreet. Oh, and the other thing, I did look up, as I mentioned, this came from Ohio. There is a Saybrook Township in northern Ohio on Lake Erie. So I'm thinking that marking room 212, this must have been an educational computer, if not belonging to the school system, belonging to a teacher, who then brought this back and forth. That's pure speculation. Well, let's see what we got here. Power it on. Seem to want to power on. Oh, there it goes. Just got to give a firmer press to the power button, I guess. All right, now Mac OS. Later versions of Mac OS 8, and certainly Mac OS 9, with which I'm much more familiar, I would say Mac OS 8.6 or Mac OS 9.2 or whatever. This is simply Mac OS, which I believe it started doing when System 7 became Mac OS 7, 7.5, 7.6. A lot of stuff opening up here. Oh, MSN Messenger service could not be opened because the original item could not be found. Now, I think that would mean that's been deleted, but I did plug in Ethernet. Boy, lots of stuff here. I want to explore in some sort of sensible order. So on the desktop, Macintosh HD, Get QuickTime Pro. I wonder why they'd leave that sitting on the desktop. macOS Info Center, we'll take a look at that. And interesting, trashes up here in OS 9, it would be down at the bottom here. Well, all right. So let's look about this computer. Kind of cool picture there, isn't it? Yeah, sure enough, macOS 8.1 with the PowerBook G3 series, with an incredible 32 megabytes of RAM. From my reading, that's what came standard with these machines. There are 2 slots in there. Apple only wanted you to get at one, but you can upgrade both of them and get up to 512, much like the early iMac G3s. Okay, and virtual memory is turned on, so we've effectively a little more than doubled the available memory. All right. And we should have a look in System Profiler. Yeah, I'm kind of off to the side of the computer here so you can see the screen. All right. PowerBook G3 series, machine ID 314. I don't really know what that means. Finder version lines up with the OS version. 32 megabytes. Virtual memory is on. Total memory 33 megabytes. Okay, startup device none selected. All right, not applicable serial number. All right, well, In OS 9, the System Profiler's got a series of tabs that you click on. I'm really not familiar with OS 8. Oh, let me create report. We don't want that. Edit's all grayed out. Oh, okay. Under select, let's go down to volume information. Okay, yeah, and this is our incredible 2 GB hard drive with a little bit less than a gigabyte left. So there's got to be quite a bit of stuff on this machine. All right. ATA, which is not surprising. Okay. All right. You get used to this pretty quickly. Device information. Just showing us the same thing. But we got to drop down. SCSI bus. Nothing on the SCSI bus. Okay, so yeah, that's not telling us anything. System folder information? It's just telling us where the system folder is. Okay, I'm not sure why that's important. Application information, we can look at that. Takes a while to bring that up. I so desperately want a 2-finger scroll here. Okay, yeah, America Online, AOL Diagnostic, etc., etc., etc. Adaptec Toast, before it got taken over by Roxio. Okay, and then I think eventually taken over by somebody else, but I've kind of lost track. Apple DVD player, Apple Video player, CD audio player, Claris Emailer Lite, desktop printer utility. Disk First Aid shows up an awful lot with different versions. Don't really know why it would show up so many times. Drop stuff, of course. Epson Monitor 3. Eric Solitaire sampler, I've played with that. Eudora GURL handler. Now, Eudora's an email program. I don't know what that would do. Fox Pro Help Engine. HyperCard Player. Whole bunch of installers. Internet config. Yeah, it's just duplicate entries for various reasons. Navigator, shortcut. So we got Netscape on here. AOL Instant Messenger, rest in peace. Communicator. Oh no, that's interesting. They've got both Navigator and Communicator. I'd have to go back. I would have thought late 1998. Netscape 4 would have been out. Yeah, it would have had to have been. So why Netscape 3 is on there at all, I really don't know. Outlook Express. Palm Sync. So, I guess someone was using a Palm Pilot with this guy. Real Player. Remove old Office versions, but no sign of Office. Simple Text. 2 different versions of Simple Text. Simple Sound. 3 different versions of Stuff at Expander. So it must have gone. Upgrade to macOS 9 multi-user. That's interesting. Any information about it? The application information presented in this window is gathered from the startup disk only, which is the only disk. Okay. I can't click on these. I don't know what this is telling me. Different folders. But extras, Mac. Okay. Yeah, that's different. And we'll quit out of System Profiler. Stickies, recent documents, notepad, recent applications, Apple Talk. All right. Okay. Simple sound and stickies. All right. What's in control panels here? Appearance. macOS Easy Open. I don't even know what that is. All right, well, not particularly interesting. Okay. Macintosh HD. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. You've got Macintosh HD, but nested inside it, it says Mac. Don't really know why that is. All right, the system folder, of course, or we wouldn't be here. Applications. Well, it just says applications, and macOS 9, it would say applications macOS 9, which I think is because OS 9 was really designed to transition into OS 10 and be used in Classic, so you needed a different name. All right. Communicator. What's this? PowerBook G3 series README. Okay, well I have those books, which I'm sure will have more information than in this README file. There's some applications sitting around in here, but what do we got here? Yeah, the Adaptive Toast we saw earlier, Acrobat, AOL, Apple DVD player, video player guide, ARA3 client install. What's in there? Install remote access. Okay. Oh, games. We got to see what kind of games are on here. Oh, just a solitaire. Yeah, I mean, the games will should run on this. I would think the After Dark games would run. I would think Oregon Trail definitely should run on this. Might be something to play around with, since it does have a CD drive in it, so I should be able to install it from the CD. And I can get this going online. ClassZilla does support OS 8, so I should be able to get ClassZilla running on this. Alright, what else we got here? Internet access, Internet Explorer 3, Dialer, Claris Emailer, Internet Setup Assistant, Internet Applications, Claris Emailer, there's 3 again, Netscape Navigator, and that would be Netscape 3. With Netscape 4, they started calling it Communicator. All right, Internet Utilities, Internet Setup Utility. Oh, the Aladdin folder. Yeah, that'd be stuff and expander and drop stuff. All right. Don't know why that's in Internet Utilities, but it is. Client. Oh, okay. So that's the Internet Utilities within Internet. Anything we didn't look at Internet? Yeah, we did look at Internet applications. Okay. MacOS README files. Microsoft Internet. Explorer 4 installer, Outlook Express 4 installer, but just the installers. And then Internet Explorer, Explorer 5, Outlook Express 5. Yeah, so I'm interesting. There's an installer for IE4, but it's not installed. IE3, I'll have to go back and check. IE3 may have come default in macOS 8. And then the user installed IE5 when it came out to give it more functionality. Okay. All right. Take a look in the Apple menu one more time. Open Dock Stationery. Yeah, shoot. Web sharing. Yeah, I really just want to look in here, see if there's anything I missed. Oh, no, okay. Yeah, I mean, because I skipped a lesson. We looked in applications, looked in the internet folders. Curriculum designer. Okay, that's about the only thing I've seen on here that points to educational use. Although there may have simply been stuff, like personal documents and things that were taken off. I'm not seeing a whole lot of those. It's a toast file. Okay. Yeah, so whatever personal documents are on there have probably been removed, which is a good thing, of course. macOS Info Center. Never saw that. Oh, and it's opening IE. Okay. You don't need an internet connection to use the Info Center. Tell me about my computer. Tell me about macOS. Help me solve a problem. Help me explore the internet. Yeah, so, yeah, IE5. Mouse tracking is kind of slow. All right, well, yeah, everything, those manuals that came with it are going to have plenty of information without exploring there. All right. $456 is not right. There's one thing we can do. correct the date and time. Daylight time. Time zone should be Accra, Ghana. Huh. Yeah, I mean, I was expecting it would be set already. All right. I live in Connecticut, not Boston, but that's about as close as I'm going to get, I think. So the time is still wrong. Okay, so we got the time zone set correctly. Oh, the date is obviously wrong. And, you know, there's, in OS 8, no option to set internet time servers. Okay, well, I'll play with this on my own time. I don't know where to go with this machine, tell you the truth. I mean, upgrading the RAM makes sense, although with 8.1, 32 megabytes actually seems to get you around pretty decently. You can do hard drive to SSD upgrades. It won't address anything bigger than the 128 gigabytes as we've seen with so many of these machines. But hey, what's in there now is 2. But if I did that, I'm not sure how I would salvage this installation. And I want to mess around with 8.1 at least for a while before any idea of upgrading. It'll run certainly up to 9.2.2 and 10.2. It'll run Jaguar. I think Jaguar is light enough that with the 2 gigabytes. Of course, there's so much stuff on here. I don't know. I'm thinking out loud now, and I should stop that. One thing I can see it's valuable. It is possible to take out the battery and the floppy drive that's in there. Put the floppy drive in where the battery is, and then you've got that CD drive in there. So you can have both the floppy drive and CD drive in there. That could help considerably with any need towards putting things on floppy disks, which might work better than using that very finicky USB floppy disk drive that I've got that sometimes works and sometimes doesn't. Well, anyhow, I hope you have enjoyed taking this quick look into, well, not so quick, into Apple Mac PowerBook computing as of 1998. Pretty big jump ahead. We'll probably see something more with this machine once I figure out where we're going to go with it. But for now, be good to other people, be good to yourselves, and take very good and careful care. We'll have more and different stuff on very soon.